My wife Victoria hid $100,000 from me during our divorce. What the judge did next was absolutely perfect justice. Before watching this video, tell us in the comments from where you are watching this so we can connect with our global audience. My name is Derek Johnson, and I live in Miami, Florida. I am 35 years old and own a construction company. I have been married to Victoria for 10 wonderful years. Victoria handled all our money matters during our entire marriage. I trusted her completely with our bank accounts and investments. She paid all our bills and managed our family budget. I worked long hours to provide for our comfortable lifestyle. Victoria stayed home and took care of our financial planning. We had built what I thought was substantial wealth together. I never questioned Victoria's financial decisions or investment choices ever. She always explained our expenses in ways that made sense. Victoria told me about our savings growing every single month. I believed we had around $150,000 saved. She showed me statements that proved our financial success. I felt proud of how well we managed money. Victoria insisted on handling all our tax preparations by herself. She met with our financial advisor without me present. I trusted her judgment completely and never asked detailed questions. This blind trust would soon become my biggest mistake. Victoria always reported excellent news about our financial situation constantly. She said our savings account was growing steadily every month. Victoria claimed our investments were performing well and making profit. She told me we were ahead of our retirement goals. Victoria bragged about finding great deals and saving us money. I felt confident about our financial future because of her. She seemed to have everything under perfect control always. Victoria made me feel secure about money and our future. Her positive reports made me work even harder at construction. These glowing financial reports were completely fabricated lies designed. Victoria controlled all our credit cards and spending decisions completely. She paid all our bills and managed our monthly budget. Victoria claimed she was saving us money by watching expenses. She said she tracked every expense and found great savings. I trusted her to spend our money wisely and responsibly. Victoria never asked my opinion about major purchases or investments. She simply told me about expenses after making them already. Victoria claimed everything was necessary and reasonably priced for us. I believed her explanations because she seemed so financially responsible. She was actually hiding the real costs from me. Victoria insisted on attending all financial advisor meetings alone without. She claimed I was too busy with my construction job. Victoria said she would take notes and report back. She told me the meetings went well every single time. Victoria said our advisor praised our excellent financial planning choices. I felt proud that we were doing everything right financially. She made all the investment decisions without consulting me ever. Victoria claimed she researched everything thoroughly before deciding on anything. I trusted her judgment completely about our financial future planning. These solo meetings allowed Victoria to move money secretly. Everything changed when Victoria suddenly asked for divorce one evening. She cited different life goals as the reason for leaving. The request shocked me because our marriage seemed perfectly fine. Victoria claimed we had grown apart over the recent years. I agreed to divorce because she seemed determined and unhappy. We decided to make the process as simple as possible. Victoria and I agreed on most terms during our discussions. We would split our assets 50-50 like most normal couples. She would keep the house and I would move out. I would take half of our savings for my future. Victoria seemed very reasonable about dividing our possessions and debts. We both wanted to avoid expensive lawyers and court battles. I thought our divorce would be finished quickly and easily. Victoria assured me she had prepared all the financial documents. I believed her because she had always been so responsible. Victoria provided financial disclosure forms listing our assets and debts. Everything appeared normal and matched what I expected to see. Our savings showed good balances, just like she had reported. Our retirement accounts looked healthy and on track for growth. I felt confident about receiving my fair share of everything. I filed the divorce papers at the courthouse that week. The legal process seemed straightforward and relatively simple at first. Victoria provided all the required financial disclosure documentation to court. Everything appeared legitimate and properly organized for the divorce proceedings. I trusted Victoria's financial reports because she had handled everything. Our assets looked reasonable for a 10-year marriage and business. I expected to receive about $75,000 from everything. Victoria's paperwork showed we had built good financial security together. The divorce would give me a fresh start with money. I felt optimistic about beginning my new, independent life completely. My attorney, Michael Rodriguez, began reviewing Victoria's financial carefully. He noticed some discrepancies in her tax returns. Michael asked questions about missing information and inconsistent numbers. He said something felt wrong about Victoria's financial. Michael recommended hiring a forensic accountant to investigate deeper. I agreed because I wanted everything to be transparent. This decision would change my entire life and future. Michael contacted Sarah Martinez, a specialist in financial fraud. Sarah would uncover Victoria's shocking crimes against our marriage. The investigation would reveal years of systematic theft. Sarah began analyzing 5 years of our financial records. She requested bank statements from all our known accounts. Sarah asked for credit card records and business transactions. She wanted to see our tax returns and statements. Sarah's investigation would be thorough and leave nothing unchecked. She explained that financial fraud often involves multiple accounts. Sarah said spouses frequently hide money during divorce proceedings. Her job was to find any hidden assets completely. I felt confident that everything would check out. Victoria had always been honest about our finances. Sarah discovered something shocking during her initial investigation records. She found that our joint savings account contained dollars instead of $150,000. I stared at the bank statement in complete shock. $103,000 had vanished from accounts. Sarah traced large withdrawals over the past 3 years. Victoria had been systematically stealing our savings without. The cash withdrawals happened every few weeks consistently. Sarah had discovered Victoria's theft of our entire future. My wife had been destroying our financial security. I felt completely sick when Sarah explained her discovery. Victoria had stolen $100,000 from marriage. She had been moving money without my knowledge. The missing money represented years of my hard work. Victoria had been systematically draining our future security. She stole our dreams while pretending to manage. I trusted her completely, and she betrayed me. The woman I'd loved had been destroying. Sarah's discovery changed everything about our divorce proceedings. Victoria's theft was about to be exposed completely. Sarah continued her investigation and found more evidence. Victoria had opened 6 different secret bank accounts. She used her maiden name and different addresses. Victoria transferred $40,000 to these hidden accounts. Sarah discovered Victoria purchased rental property worth dollars. She used $35,000 without my knowledge. Victoria bought the property in her name only. She claimed it was an investment for future. Victoria was building a secret real estate portfolio. Sarah found the deed and all purchase documents. Sarah found that Victoria spent $28,000 on luxury items, including expensive jewelry and designer. She bought handbags worth thousands of dollars each. Victoria purchased designer clothes and expensive accessories regularly. She kept everything in a secret storage unit. Sarah discovered the storage facility rental agreement, and Victoria had been living a double life completely. She spent our money on herself while telling. Victoria bought expensive perfumes and luxury cosmetics constantly. Sarah traced every credit card purchase Victoria made. The evidence showed Victoria's systematic betrayal of our. Sarah discovered Victoria had been intercepting our tax. She changed our mailing address with the IRS. Victoria redirected $15,000 in refunds too. She stole our tax money for 3 years. Victoria filed the address changes without telling me. Sarah found all the paperwork proving Victoria's tax. She had been stealing our refund money annually. Victoria told me our refunds were smaller then. She was actually stealing them for her personal. The tax fraud was another serious criminal charge. Michael explained that Victoria's actions constituted serious financial fraud. She had violated her fiduciary duty as my. Victoria had committed theft and systematic asset concealment. Her actions were criminal and punishable by law. Michael said the court would take this very. Judges hate spouses who hide assets and money. Victoria's hidden accounts would destroy her credibility completely. The evidence would result in severe financial penalties. Michael felt confident about winning everything in court. Victoria's crimes had given us a bulletproof case. I felt betrayed on every level by Victoria's. The hidden money was devastating to discover completely. Victoria had violated my trust in the most. She had stolen our future security and dreams. I had worked long hours to build wealth. Victoria threw away everything we had built for. She chose her greed over our marriage, and this financial betrayal hurt worse than anything else. Victoria had destroyed me financially and emotionally completely. I decided to fight back with everything Sarah Martinez began her forensic investigation immediately after being hired. She analyzed 5 years of bank records systematically. Sarah reviewed every credit card statement and business transaction. She traced money flows between all our known accounts. Sarah looked for patterns and suspicious financial activity constantly. Her investigation would reveal the full extent of deception. Sarah had 20 years of experience finding hidden assets. She specialized in cases involving financial fraud during divorce. Sarah promised to find every dollar Victoria had. Her investigation would leave no stone unturned completely. Sarah discovered that Victoria used multiple sophisticated methods theft. She made regular large transfers to avoid bank. Victoria created detailed lies about where the money. She used different names to hide her spending. Sarah found evidence of systematic theft over 3 years. The investigation revealed Victoria's careful planning and timing. She moved money when I was traveling for. Sarah discovered Victoria's secret. Activities started exactly when. The timing proved Victoria stole money specifically too. Her theft was directly connected to her planning. The investigation revealed Victoria opened 6 different secret accounts. She used her maiden name and post office. Victoria provided fake addresses to avoid detection from. Sarah traced $40,000 to these hidden. Victoria transferred money systematically every few weeks, consistently. She used small amounts to avoid triggering bank. Sarah found evidence of Victoria's sophisticated banking knowledge. She knew exactly how to avoid detection systems. Victoria had been planning this theft for years. The secret accounts proved her criminal intent completely. Sarah discovered Victoria purchased rental property worth $85 using stolen money and unauthorized loan applications. She bought the condominium in her name only secretly. Victoria used our joint income to qualify for. She never told me about the property purchase. Sarah found all the paperwork proving Victoria's real fraud. Victoria collected rental income without sharing with me. She was building a secret investment portfolio using. The property purchase proved Victoria's systematic asset concealment. Sarah traced every dollar Victoria used for purchase. This real estate investment was hidden from completely. Sarah found that Victoria spent $28,000 on luxury items, including expensive jewelry and designer. She bought handbags worth thousands of dollars each. Victoria purchased designer clothes and expensive accessories regularly. She kept everything in a secret storage unit. Sarah discovered the storage facility rental agreement, and Victoria had been living a double life completely. She spent our money on herself while telling. Victoria bought expensive perfumes and luxury cosmetics constantly. Sarah traced every credit card purchase Victoria made. The storage unit contained thousands of dollars worth. Sarah discovered Victoria had been intercepting our tax. She changed our mailing address with the IRS. Victoria redirected $15,000 in refunds too. She stole our tax money for 3 years. Victoria filed the address changes without telling me. Sarah found all the paperwork proving Victoria's tax. She had been stealing our refund money annually. Victoria told me our refunds were smaller than. She was actually stealing them for her personal. The tax fraud was another serious criminal charge. Sarah found evidence that Victoria sold $25,000 from our joint investment portfolio without my. She forged my signature on all the sale. Victoria deposited the money into her secret accounts. The stock sales happened while she reported. Sarah discovered Victoria violated securities laws by forging. She stole our retirement investments while lying about. Victoria destroyed our future security for her benefit. Sarah found all the paperwork proving Victoria's investment. The forged signatures were obviously different from handwriting. This investment theft was another major crime completely. Sarah's investigation also revealed Victoria's systematic document and evidence destruction to hide her crimes. She shredded bank statements and deleted emails regularly. Victoria destroyed financial records that would have revealed. She was careful to hide all evidence. Sarah found remnants of destroyed documents in garbage. Victoria had been covering her tracks for years. She knew her actions were illegal, and Sarah discovered Victoria researched asset hiding techniques online. Victoria had been planning this systematic theft for. The document destruction proved her criminal intent. Sarah prepared a comprehensive 50-page report detailing evidence. Her investigation documented $103,000 in theft. Victoria had systematically stolen our entire life savings. She used the money to build her. Sarah's report included bank records and credit statements. She traced every dollar Victoria had stolen completely. The forensic investigation provided overwhelming proof of Victoria's. Her secret empire was built on my work. Sarah's evidence would be devastating in court. Victoria's systematic theft was about to be. Sarah's comprehensive forensic investigation uncovered the full extent Victoria's secret financial empire, built with my construction. Bank records revealed Victoria opened 6 different accounts, 3 separate banks, all using her maiden name. The rental property investigation showed Victoria purchased condominium worth $85,000 using a. Sarah discovered Victoria had been intercepting and redirecting joint tax refunds totaling $15,000 over. The investigation revealed Victoria sold stocks from our investment portfolio worth $25,000 and used. Sarah finds evidence of Victoria's systematic document destruction, shredded bank statements, deleted emails, and disposed financial. The forensic report shows Victoria violated multiple fiduciary as Derek's spouse and committed several forms of. Sarah's analysis proves Victoria's asset concealment was premeditated, sophisticated, involving multiple financial institutions and complex transaction. The evidence includes forged signatures on several documents, unauthorized use of Derek's personal information for gain. Victoria had created an elaborate system of 6 accounts using her maiden name and post office. She provided fake addresses to banks to detection from me completely during our entire marriage. Sarah traced $40,000 to these hidden. Victoria transferred money systematically every few weeks consistently. Each account was opened at a different bank. Sarah found evidence showing Victoria researched banking policies. She knew exactly how to avoid triggering alerts. Victoria used different social security numbers on some. Sarah discovered Victoria had stolen her mother's identity. The account system proved Victoria's sophisticated criminal planning. The rental property purchase revealed Victoria's most brazen. She bought a condominium worth $85,000. Victoria used our joint income to qualify for. She never told me about the property. Sarah found all the paperwork proving Victoria's estate. Victoria collected rental income without sharing with me. She was building a secret investment portfolio using. The property purchase proved Victoria's systematic asset concealment. Sarah traced every dollar Victoria used for this real estate investment was hidden from completely. Sarah discovered Victoria had been systematically intercepting our refunds for 3 consecutive years without my knowledge. She changed our mailing address with the IRS. Victoria redirected $15,000 in refunds too. She stole our tax money while telling smaller refunds than expected every single year consistently. Victoria filed the address changes without telling ever about the modifications to our tax information. Sarah found all the paperwork proving Victoria's tax. She had been stealing our refund money. Victoria told me our refunds were smaller. She was actually stealing them for her use. The tax fraud was another serious criminal completely. Sarah found evidence that Victoria sold 25 from our joint investment portfolio without my knowledge. She forged my signature on all the documents. Victoria deposited the money into her secret accounts. The stock sales happened while she reported. Sarah discovered Victoria violated securities laws by forging. She stole our retirement investments while lying. Victoria destroyed our future security for her benefit. Sarah found all the paperwork proving Victoria's investment. The forged signatures were obviously different from. This investment theft was another major crime. Sarah's investigation revealed Victoria's systematic document destruction and evidence concealment to hide her criminal activities. She shredded bank statements and deleted emails regularly. Victoria destroyed financial records that would have revealed. She was careful to hide all evidence. Sarah found remnants of destroyed documents in. Victoria had been covering her tracks for years. She knew her actions were illegal and Sarah discovered Victoria researched asset hiding techniques online. Victoria had been planning this systematic theft. The document destruction proved her criminal intent completely. Victoria had also been living an expensive lifestyle using stolen money from our marriage savings. She spent thousands on designer clothes, and Victoria bought expensive jewelry, including diamond earrings, and she purchased luxury handbags worth thousands of each. Victoria kept everything in a secret storage. Sarah discovered the storage facility rental agreement, and Victoria had been living a double life. She spent our money on herself while Victoria bought expensive perfumes and luxury cosmetics. Sarah traced every credit card purchase Victoria made. Sarah discovered Victoria opened multiple credit cards using joint income information and used them strategically. She maxed out these cards within just months. The credit card spending totaled another $20,000. Victoria used cash advances to hide her spending. She transferred credit card money to her accounts. Sarah found evidence of multiple unauthorized credit accounts. Victoria had committed identity theft to steal more. The secret credit cards funded additional hidden expenses. Victoria's credit card fraud was systematic and planned. She knew exactly how to manipulate the. Sarah prepared a comprehensive 60-page report detailing evidence of Victoria's crimes against our marriage, and her investigation documented 103,000 theft from our joint accounts and investments over. Victoria had systematically stolen our entire life savings. She used the money to build her empire. Sarah's report included bank records and credit. She traced every dollar Victoria had stolen. The forensic investigation provided overwhelming proof of Victoria's. Her secret empire was built on my. Sarah's evidence would be devastating in court. Victoria's systematic theft was about to be. Michael Rodriguez developed an aggressive legal strategy based Sarah's overwhelming forensic evidence of Victoria's systematic concealment and financial fraud against our marriage. Michael files emergency motions for asset recovery, contempt, and sanctions against Victoria for violating her. The court orders Victoria to freeze all secret accounts and provide immediate access to all. Victoria's attorney attempts to negotiate a settlement, avoid public exposure of her extensive financial crimes. Michael refuses any deals given the extensive evidence fraud and systematic deception spanning multiple years. The legal strategy emphasizes Victoria's sophisticated deception and asset concealment, which courts view as particularly. Michael explains that judges have broad discretion, punish spouses who hide assets, and often. Derek provides detailed testimony about Victoria's secretive behavior, control tactics, and systematic exclusion from there. The legal team prepares comprehensive visual presentations, the timeline and scope of Victoria's asset. The court ordered Victoria to freeze all accounts and provide complete financial disclosure within hours of receiving the emergency legal orders. She must produce all bank statements and records from every account she opened or. Victoria's attorney tried to negotiate a settlement, avoid the public exposure and embarrassment of. They knew the evidence against Victoria was completely devastating. Michael refused any settlement deals given extensive evidence of fraud and systematic theft over. He wanted maximum penalties for Victoria's systematic. Michael explained that Victoria deserved no mercy, her calculated deception and asset concealment crimes. The court orders put enormous pressure on completely and forced her to reveal everything. Victoria's attorney tried to delay the proceedings motions, claiming they needed more time too. Michael objected strongly to any delays in proceedings because Victoria had already hidden evidence. The judge agreed and refused to grant. Victoria would face additional contempt charges if missed any deadlines or failed to comply. Michael explained that speed was crucial in cases because spouses can hide more assets. The court system needed to act quickly, protect Derek's financial interests from further harm. Delays would only benefit Victoria's criminal behavior, allow her to hide more money. Michael requested contempt charges against Victoria for systematic violations of court disclosure requirements and duties. The evidence showed clear violations of court orders and fiduciary obligations to her husband. Victoria had hidden assets and provided false information throughout their marriage and divorce proceedings. Contempt charges could result in jail time Victoria and additional financial penalties for her. The judge would have multiple options for Victoria, including fines, imprisonment, or both for. Michael explained that judges take financial deception seriously and have zero tolerance for spouses. Victoria's behavior warranted the strongest possible legal and financial penalties available under the law. The The contempt motion would send a clear about the consequences of hiding assets. Michael prepared to present evidence showing Victoria's of fiduciary duty, unauthorized use of marital, and systematic violation of court disclosure requirements. He requests complete asset forfeiture, punitive damages, fees, and criminal referral based on Victoria's activities during their marriage and divorce proceeding. The legal strategy emphasizes Victoria's sophisticated deception, premeditated asset concealment, which courts view as. Michael explains that judges have broad discretion, punish spouses who hide assets, and often. The evidence would result in severe financial for Victoria and complete victory for Derek. Michael felt confident about winning a favorable given the overwhelming evidence of Victoria's systematic. I provided detailed testimony about Victoria's secretive and financial control tactics throughout our entire. I explained how she gradually became defensive financial questions and started hiding bank statements. Victoria refused to discuss our financial situation, and excluded me from all important. I testified about her expensive shopping trips, luxury purchases that she hid from me. Victoria spent thousands of dollars without consulting or asking for my input on anything. I described how she opened credit cards my knowledge and forged my signature on. My testimony painted a clear picture of systematic deception and financial abuse over many. The court needed to understand her pattern-calculated theft and asset concealment crimes against. The legal team prepared comprehensive evidence charts, timelines showing Victoria's asset concealment activities over. Michael organized all the bank records chronologically the court to review and understand easily. Sarah's forensic report was summarized into easy-to-understand that showed the scope of Victoria's crimes. The evidence showed exactly when each theft during our marriage and the divorce proceedings. Visual presentations would help the judge understand complex financial data and see the patterns. Complex financial data needed to be presented so the judge could make informed decisions. Michael created timelines showing Victoria's spending patterns the past 3 years of systematic theft. The charts proved that Victoria's theft was, and planned, over an extended period of. The courtroom hearing began with Judge Robert Martinez presiding over the asset concealment case with obvious seriousness and concern about financial fraud. Michael presented the forensic evidence systematically, showing Victoria's multi-year scheme to hide $103,000 in marital assets through secret accounts, unauthorized investments, and luxury purchases. Sarah testified about her investigation findings, providing detailed analysis of Victoria's sophisticated asset concealment methods and financial deception tactics. Victoria's attorney attempts to minimize her actions, claiming she was protecting their financial future and that the asset concealment was unintentional or justified. Judge Martinez becomes visibly angry as the evidence reveals Victoria's calculated deception, systematic fraud, and complete violation of her legal duties as Derek's spouse. He calls Victoria's behavior egregious financial fraud and a complete betrayal of marital trust and legal obligations that undermines the entire divorce process. The judge reviews the forged documents, secret accounts, and systematic deception with obvious disgust and moral outrage at Victoria's calculated criminal behavior. Victoria breaks down crying as the overwhelming evidence destroys any credible defense her attorney attempts to present to the court. Judge Martinez rules that Victoria must immediately transfer all hidden assets, totaling $103,000 to Derek, plus an additional $50,000 penalty for her fraudulent conduct. He awards Derek 100% of all remaining marital assets, including their house, investments, and business interests as punishment for Victoria's systematic financial crimes. Michael's presentation was clear, organized, and completely professional throughout the entire court proceeding before Judge Martinez. He showed the court Victoria's 6 secret accounts spread across 3 different banking institutions. Michael explained how Victoria used my construction business income to qualify for unauthorized loan applications and property purchases without my knowledge or consent. He presented evidence of forged signatures on multiple documents and systematic identity theft crimes. Michael showed the judge fake business expenses Victoria created to justify large money transfers. He explained how Victoria intercepted our tax refunds for 3 consecutive years. Michael presented credit card statements showing Victoria's luxury purchases, including designer clothes, expensive jewelry, and storage unit rental for hiding items from me. The evidence was overwhelming and painted a clear picture of sophisticated criminal behavior. Victoria's attorney looked nervous as Michael presented each piece of damning evidence. The judge's expression grew more serious with each revelation about Victoria's systematic financial crimes and deception against our marriage. Sarah took the witness stand to testify about her comprehensive forensic investigation findings. She explained her 20 years of forensic accounting background and professional qualifications clearly. Sarah had analyzed over 5 years of financial records systematically and thoroughly over several weeks of detailed investigation. Her investigation revealed multiple sophisticated methods Victoria used to conceal assets and steal money. Sarah testified about the cash withdrawals totaling $40,000 that Victoria made without my knowledge or permission. She explained the transfers to Victoria's 6 secret bank accounts opened using her maiden name. Sarah described the forged signatures on credit applications and real estate purchase documents. Her testimony was detailed, technical, and completely devastating against Victoria's claims of innocence in this matter. The judge asked several questions about Sarah's methodology and findings during her comprehensive investigation of our marital finances. Sarah answered every question with precision and professional confidence that impressed everyone in the courtroom. The judge reviewed our bank records and financial evidence with meticulous attention to every detail. He studied the forged signature samples that Sarah had analyzed and compared them to my real signature on documents. Judge Martinez examined the credit card statements showing expensive purchases Victoria made while claiming we needed to budget carefully for our future. She looked at the real estate fraud documentation with growing anger and disgust at Victoria's behavior. The judge asked Michael to clarify the timeline of Victoria's crimes. He wanted to understand exactly when each theft occurred during our marriage and the divorce proceedings. Judge Martinez seemed particularly interested in Victoria's secret property purchase and rental income that she hid from me. The judge asked detailed questions about Victoria's systematic document destruction and evidence concealment efforts. He was clearly trying to understand the full scope of Victoria's systematic financial crimes and the calculated nature of her deception. The evidence was overwhelming, and the judge recognized the sophisticated criminal behavior. Victoria's attorney attempted to justify her client's financial crimes, unsuccessfully in court today, before Judge Martinez, who was clearly outraged. He claimed Victoria had every right to manage marital money as she saw fit. The attorney argued that household expenses and investments justified the secret accounts and hidden property purchases she made. He said Victoria's actions were reasonable for protecting their financial future, and that Derek was too busy to be involved. Victoria's lawyer tried to dismiss the forged signature evidence as minor discrepancies that could be explained away easily. He claimed the signatures were close enough to Derek's real signature to be acceptable. The attorney's argument sounded weak and desperate to everyone in the courtroom today, as Michael's evidence was overwhelming. Judge Martinez looked skeptical throughout his entire presentation and frequently interrupted with pointed questions. Victoria's defense was falling apart in real time before everyone present in the courtroom today during these proceedings. The attorney knew his client was in serious legal trouble. Victoria complied with Judge Martinez's comprehensive order and transferred the full $153,000 to Derek within 25 days as ordered. She liquidated her secret investments, sold the hidden condominium, and borrowed money from family to complete payment. The total restitution included the hidden $100,000 plus $50,000 penalty for. Victoria also paid $40,000 for attorney fees totaling over $193,000. She had to sell her jewelry, and she borrowed money from her parents, too. The financial penalty devastated her personal finances, and justice was finally served after months of fighting. The court's penalty sent a clear message about. The final divorce settlement awarded Derek complete ownership of their house, all business assets, retirement accounts, and Victoria lost her claim to half of construction business, which was worth over $200,000. Victoria would have received $100,000. Her theft eliminated any claim to business. Derek maintained full ownership and control of. Victoria's financial crimes cost her this significant permanently. The judge said her systematic theft, forfeited. Victoria's greed backfired spectacularly in the final. She traded $100,000 for. Victoria's criminal behavior was financially devastating for future. Judge Martinez awarded Derek 100% of remaining marital assets as punishment for Victoria's crimes. The divorce settlement was the most lopsided Derek had ever seen in his entire. Judge Martinez said Victoria's crimes forfeited her to all marital assets we had built. Her systematic theft eliminated any claim to. The financial outcome reflected the severity of crimes against our marriage and Derek's trust. Victoria received only her personal belongings, and the court's justice was swift and devastating completely. Derek felt vindicated by the harsh. Victoria's hidden empire cost her everything Derek gained complete financial independence and security after unknowingly funding Victoria's secret asset accumulation through. He implements comprehensive financial oversight systems, including audits, separate business and personal accounts, and Derek advises other business owners to maintain involvement in family finances, require transparency in. The experience teaches him that trust without leads to financial devastation, and that regular monitoring is essential protection against spousal financial abuse. Derek's construction business continues to thrive without drain on resources and his financial future. He starts new relationships with clear boundaries, financial transparency, shared decision-making, and mutual respect. The legal victory not only recovered his money, but provided additional compensation through penalties. Derek established separate personal and business accounts, monitor all financial activity personally. Every transaction gets reviewed by Derek personally. He uses financial software to track all. No one else has access to Derek's. He requires receipts for all business and monthly bank statements get reviewed immediately upon. Derek learned that financial vigilance is absolutely. Trust without verification led to his financial. His new habits protect him from future. Financial awareness became a crucial life skill. Derek advises other business owners to stay completely in all family financial decisions and never give your spouse complete control over. Review bank statements and credit card bills. Ask questions about unusual spending or suspicious. Maintain separate accounts for personal emergency funds. Know where every dollar of your money. Financial transparency should be required in every. Trust your instincts if something feels wrong. Demand receipts and documentation for all major. Financial abuse is real and devastating too. The experience taught Derek valuable lessons about and verification that will protect him forever. Trust must be earned through consistent actions. Verification is necessary, even in close personal. Financial records tell the truth when people. Professional help is essential when facing financial. Legal system protects victims but requires strong. Forensic accountants can find hidden money and never ignore warning signs of financial deception. Document everything when suspicious financial activity occurs. Knowledge and vigilance prevent financial devastation from. Derek starts his new life with financial and complete control over his money now. His construction business continues to thrive without interference from Victoria's secret financial activities that the boys are adjusting well to their. Derek feels proud of fighting for his. The legal victory restored his faith in. Victoria's theft ultimately made Derek stronger, and he learned valuable lessons about protecting his. Derek's future looks bright with proper financial. Justice was served, and he can move. The penalty taught Victoria that crime pays. Victoria lost everything through her systematic financial and asset concealment crimes against Derek, and she faces years of financial hardship, and her reputation in the community is ruined. Victoria's secret empire collapsed when her crimes exposed in court before Judge Martinez, who. Derek's victory sends a message to others who might consider hiding assets during divorce. The legal system protects honest spouses like. Financial fraud will be punished to the extent of the law in every. Victoria learned that crime never pays in. The judge's perfect justice restored Derek's faith. If you enjoyed watching justice prevail, please that like button now and share this. Share your thoughts about financial transparency in the comments below and tell us. Forward this video to anyone who needs learn about protecting their business assets from Subscribe for more stories where dishonest spouses, real consequences in court and justice is. Remember this, always verify financial reports with documentation, no matter who you trust completely.